Hi, my name is Morgan Johnson, and I'm with Nick Harvey. What do you do?
So I work for a nonprofit organization named the March of Dimes. I'm a development manager with the organization. I've been with them for about a year now. So yeah.
Action.
So, Miss Harvey, how did you obtain your job, and what qualifications did you need for this job?
So I applied for the job online. So the requirements were to have a bachelor's degree, which I obtained from Spelman College, and then it also required 1 to 2 years of experience.
Action.
So, Miss Harvey, what are your job responsibilities or duties?
So I have a couple of responsibilities. So we do have a March for Babies walk that happens annually. I cover all of the logistics, so making sure that we have our food trucks, our permits, having our vendors out there in appropriate places. I cover that, and then I also manage our fundraising team. So we do have some corporate teams, we have local teams, community teams, and family teams that fundraise for the March of Dimes.
What schools are best to attend?
So I would recommend that you look into the degrees that a school has. So if they have any degree that specialize around nonprofit, volunteering, humanitarianism, that is the school that you probably would want to look into.
So, do you like what you do?
I do. So my background is in event planning, so it's fun to plan the March for Babies walk. And then I also stand behind the March of Dimes mission, which is to fight and lead the fight for the health of all moms and babies.
So, what is the potential income for this career?
So for entry-level positions, it start out at the mid 5 figures, but with growth within the company, you can get up to 6 figures. Benefits and vacation time is great, and they're flexible with your hours as well.
What advice would you give a person interested in this career?
So my advice that I would give is to intern. So we do have a lot of internship opportunities for mostly college students. And then volunteering as a high school student as well. You get a chance just to see what we actually do on a day-to-day basis, so that you can get an idea of what you're getting yourself into. Then also getting to meet people and networking with the staff, because the way that I received my job is that I actually knew a couple of people within the organization that was able to help me and walk me through the steps for the interview, which was a upper hand for me when I interviewed my first time.
Thank you for your time, Ms. Harvey, and giving us intel into your career. Hopefully, we can do another interview sometime, and thanks.
Thanks, Morgan. Action.
Hi, my name is Morgan Johnson, and I'm with my brother Trey Austin. He's a filmmaker. So, what do you do?
I produce, I write, I direct, but in the film industry, I work as an assistant director.
So, how did you obtain your job, and what qualifications did you need for this job?
I obtained my job through a connection that I had through family. Dion Boyce, who has been a big-time assistant director in the industry for like 20, 30 years, introduced me to the game. He got my first job as a production assistant on, I want to say it was Fast and the Furious 6.
So, what are the qualifications for your job?
Qualifications you basically just need experience. Experience is the most important thing, and also networking. That's all you really need. When it comes to school and stuff like that, I chose to go to school because I wanted to perfect the craft. I wanted to learn how to actually put together a film, a piece of art. So that's how I took my path. But as far as like just working in the industry, you don't really have to go to school for it, but to know more about it on a technical basis, I would say go to school, but you don't have to.
So, what are your job responsibilities?
Whew. Well, as a producer, you have to, basically your job is to pull together production, from budgeting to props to hiring of staff to pulling together the complete production. You're hiring the directors, everything. From a director's point of view, you take a script and you put your mind to the script and you create your vision from that script. As an assistant director, you pretty much assist the director in creating his vision. So basically, from my experience as being an assistant director, you would help run the whole production. So you're making sure things are like running according to plan, so the director can just focus on his vision.
So what is a typical work day like?
Work days can go from 6-hour days to like a super small production to like a 16, 18-hour day on like a bigger production. You're dealing with a lot of personalities, so attitudes, stuff like that. You come across different kind of people, and you have to find a way to make everything work. That's just actually production days on set, but you can be editing. And when you're editing, that can be up to 24, 30 hours. It just depends on you. It's at your own pace, and you just do it and you make happen what you need to make happen. Writing is one of those things where it's a creative thing, so unless you have a deadline that you have to meet, you pretty much course that how you want to do it as well.
So do you like what you do?
Like what I do? No. I love what I do. You get an opportunity to be able to, well, I'm passionate about creating content that can possibly inspire another life. So for me, I love what I do because I had the opportunity each and every day to be able to create something that can affect someone's life in a positive way.
How would you characterize this career?
Competitive from the standpoint of it's one of those jobs that you don't just apply to. It's some of those things that you actually compete. Your work competes, and through networking you compete. And it can be stressful at times because you'll have times where you won't have work. So you'll have a lot of work, you have consistent work, and then you have downtime where you don't have work. And those are the most stressful times because it's like, I don't have no work, but I'm watching stuff and I know stuff is going on. But yeah, that's it.
What advice would you give a person interested in this career?
Your interest should be driven based off of your passion. So if you're passionate about it, you'll love the industry. No matter what position it is, you'll just love being a part of it. Relationships and networking is another thing that I would say is super important because your relationships lead to your next job. Word of mouth plays a big part in this industry, and also when it comes to doing free work or internship type work, put a limit on it. Don't do it forever. There'll be certain people that'll reach out to you after a certain point, after you already have accomplished certain things that can't afford you. And it's okay to say no and just move on to another project that can best interest you financially because you gotta eat. It's your job. But also something that you love doing as well. You gotta get paid for it. I would always say get paid for it. Don't do free work forever. Folks gonna always come at y'all with internship possibilities, and it's a great opportunity to do this and that, but it's cool, but don't do it forever.
Thank you for giving us a bit into your career field and giving us a bit of your time.
Hey man, no problem, man. I take pride and joy into talking about what I do because I love what I do. So
It's a wrap.
if y'all want to shoot music videos, movies, any of that thing, man, check out Winspire Productions, man. That's my production company. I will be hiring or pulling interns from y'all class soon. So yeah, I'll be in contact with your teacher.